What's up guys, this is Professor Spawn. Welcome back to this tutorial. In the last tutorial we have installed the IntelliJ IDEA, right? We have downloaded the IntelliJ IDEA and I have asked you to install this in your machine. So once you install and run the application, the first window you will see is this, where we have various options here. So as I promised, in this tutorial we are going to start with our first Kotlin project. So to create our first Kotlin project in IntelliJ, you need to click on this create new project. So just click on this create new project and this will be navigated to a new window pane. And here, as we will be coding in Kotlin language, you need to select as the Kotlin at the left hand pane and you need to click on next. Once you click on next, you need to name this as, I'll name this as Kotlin, just like Kotlin exercises and we are going to click on finish. Remember to note that you need to set up your project SDK to be of 1.8 JDK 1.8, and if you don't have JDK 1.8 installed in your machine, I suggest you to install the JDK 1.8, which you will find it in Google. So once you have JDK 1.8 and once you selected this project SDK, you need to click on finish. Once you click on finish, you will have your first project created for Kotlin, and this is the screen you will see here. At the left hand side, if you see, you have a project pane, which rather a project explorer, where you have your project folder and then you can see the external libraries. So as we have selected for JDK 1.8, so JDK 1.8 will be loaded here as an external library, and we are going to write all our Kotlin code in SRC. So as Kotlin is a JVM language, it needs Java, right? It needs a JRE, Java runtime environment to run its code. So let's create our first file in Kotlin. So to create your first file in Kotlin, you need to see here this folder which is called as SRC. You need to right click on this and you need to click on new and then select the Kotlin file and class. I'm going to click on that and you need to name your class file, or rather a file for Kotlin, as first tutorial, or I would name this as first program. So once you name your class file, you can name it anything you want, right? So I'm going to name this as first program and click on OK. Once you click on OK, you will have your file with the name of first program which you have given with an extension of .kt. So once you see this file, this is nothing but a Kotlin file, and this is where you are going to write all your programs, right? So let's start our first most infamous program, which is called as Hello World. If you start off with any programming language, the first thing you do is you set up your IDE, you create your first project, and then write the first Hello World. This is a mandatory step. I think this is a mandatory step. So to write our first Hello World in Kotlin, we are going to create a function with a nomenclature of name, and I'm going to have the arguments as array list of string, right? And you need to have the braces. So once you name this is basically, rather than array, I'm going to have the array of string, because this is a string args. If you are familiar with Java, when you create a class file, there is a method which is called as public static void main, which is the entry point of your program. In the similar line in Kotlin, you need to create a function with the arguments, right, which is an argument of array of string, right? So this is your Kotlin main function, and this is where all your code will run. So once you do that, you have created your first function in Kotlin, and we are going to write the print line, and then I'm going to write here as hello world. Once you do that, you have written your first hello world program in Kotlin. To run this code, you need to click on this green play icon here, right? And then click on that. You'll have various options. then you need to click on run first Kotlin program KT. Once you do that, it will build and compile your KT file or a Kotlin file, and you will have your output in the below terminal. So this, as it is compiling, this will compile, and then there you have your first output of Kotlin. So to create a class or to create a file in Kotlin, you need to create it in src folder. Just don't get confused between this .idea. This is auto generated by the IntelliJ idea. You don't have to worry about that. All your code will be written inside this. You will be creating various folders, which we call it as a package, and we are going to write the Kotlin programs here. So from next tutorial, we are going to learn about what are variables and how do you define variables in Kotlin. Till then, goodbye. See you in next tutorial.